It had a real hard time to follow this. Cool. Let's make the game Breakout today. Let's see if we can. Let's see if we can use what we started with yesterday. Some of the concepts that we learned, and see if we can make Breakout. Is everybody familiar with the game Breakout? It's sort of like Breakout. Oh wait, like Breakout. Play Atari Breakout. Secret Google game. Yeah. Oh, what's happening? Look at that. Freaking awesome.
Secret Breakout.
Yeah. This is essentially Breakout, right? There's a paddle at the bottom and a ball that bounces, and when it hits a square, it's going to give us, right? It's going to give us points. Yeah, Breakout. So there's like, if you, I don't know, in all my Facebook ads now, it's giving me ads for games that are like this, but like, there are like 25 balls that fly around the screen, and it's super fast, right?
Yeah,
but
my girlfriend has been playing one of those for months now.
Yeah.
And it's on like level 1500.
Yeah. So let's see if we can build a clone, right? And then we'll just put in like in-app purchases for $1, and then we'll all be rich, and then we'll be set. Cool. So this is the basis of what we're gonna build. Cool. Oh, that's cool. You literally just search for Atari Breakout. And look, and the Google logo is backwards. Funny.
Secret.
That is cool. Yeah.
Somebody was born at Google.
Yeah. Like my favorite one. What's that? Yeah.
I'll find that job.
My favorite is recursion. Did you mean recursion? Did you mean recursion? Did you mean recursion? Did you mean recursion? It's my favorite. Cool. Okay. So let's see if we can do this. This will be interesting. So I'm also going to try and walk through the thinking process so that we can work on new version. Welcome to December. Thanks.
Why is the graph going down?
Because it's what's the graph of issues, closed issues.
Nice.
Yeah, we want that graph to go down, but I don't necessarily need to know about that like randomly just jumping into my code editor for that. So let's work on writing down the elements of what the Breakout game are, so we can kind of plan out the game. So what are the elements of the game visually? There's a ball.
Paddle.
There's a paddle. A bunch of bricks. What are the qualities of the ball?
It bounces.
Yeah. Yeah. And what does it bounce off?
The world bounds, the paddle, and the bricks.
Yeah. Bounces off of the world bounds, the paddle, and the bricks. Basically everything. Right? Now, we might say that in some versions of Breakout, like the faster the paddle is moving, the more velocity it gives the ball.
And in some versions, depending on how far left or right on the paddle,
where on the paddle it hits, and how fast the paddle is moving. Maybe we'll get there, we'll see, right? What's the qualities of the paddle?
lateral movement.
Yeah, lateral movement, bounded by the screen, no vertical movement, might have varying speed, right? So maybe like as you press the left and right, it starts out slow and gets faster. Maybe we'll have something like that. What about the bricks? Yeah, they break / disappear when hit by the ball. They're different colors. Yeah, maybe different sizes. Yeah, maybe take longer, take multiple hits. Yeah, maybe some don't break. Right? So as I'm thinking about starting this game, this is the process I'm going to go through. I'm going to try and capture as much of the elements of the game that I think are relevant. What happened to my markdown here? Oh, I see what happened. I need a blank line in here. Paddle and bricks. There we go. All right. So here's the elements of the game. Right. I have a spelling error. Disappear. 2 P's. There we go. Thanks, Visual Code, for helping my spelling. So let's get a hello world of this going based on our code. So we know that we're going to get rid of this. And then we know that we are going to bring in the style sheet for, sorry, not the style sheet, the JavaScript for way back in day 2 here. We're going to bring in this particular version of Phaser, right? That's what messed us up yesterday. This is the 3.11 version. So there's our bringing in of Phaser, and then in main.js, right, we're going to get rid of this stuff. We're no longer doing this app stuff. We are going to do a hello world version of this. So let's go to yesterday's main.js. I did. And then let's just do a little hello world. So I'm gonna steal yesterday's config because that was good. That was useful. And then we needed the create function. And we needed the preload function. And we needed the update function. And then let's just inside of here put a message in there and see if we're getting called. If we're getting called, then we know that Phaser is working. Let's see. We're not. So what are we missing? We don't need the style sheet anymore. Here's our script source. Here's our main.js. Oh, we're probably missing something to actually make it go. Here's our config. Oh, we're missing this line here. The one that actually makes it do the thing. Right. We're missing the line that eventually just says, make a new game. There we go. There's our game. Oh, I didn't even notice this yesterday. It tells us that we're running Phaser 3.11 with WebGL. I don't even think we brought up the console much yesterday. That's cool. They also have like little colors in the console log. I haven't seen that before. That's neat. I'll have to see how they do that. No, well, we can dig into the code to find out how it does it. Console log apply. right in here. Debug header. So here's where the strings are for that. Background colors. Oh, there's like little control codes. Like there's little ways of specifying like the background colors in your console messages. Like background white and cool. I'm gonna have to read about that. And you call console.log apply. 107,950, yeah, of the phaser library. It's a lot of code, right? Cool. So here's our little world. Awesome. So hello world. Let's commit that. Breakout game. Hello world. Cool. I'll push this if you all are working on following along. So, what did our README say? We've got a ball, a paddle, and some bricks. Huh. Anybody have a strong feeling on which thing we should work on first? Yeah, I would say the paddle or the ball. I'd say the paddle or the ball. Yeah, I think because there's so many bricks, I'll wait till later. Paddle. Let's do the paddle. Let's see what that works out to be. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we could have the ball like bounce off the bottom for now, but having the paddle there would be good. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's. We could put things around the edges. Let's do an image search to see if we can find a good image for. Well, let's just take the one from yesterday. That's probably fine. Let's open yesterday's project, day 2, and let's find those images. Yeah. Let's take the, maybe we want the platform. And then, stop. Stop. Yeah. Nope, a new file, a new folder. Assets. And hopefully what I can do, copy that. Cool. That'll be our paddle. We can change the color later. So, let's add a paddle. So, in yesterday's code, which I may just bring up and have keep loaded, day 2, first phaser game, public. So here's yesterday's game, and we loaded the image like this. Let's fix this. Let's call this paddle. And let's rename the files. I like having them name the same thing. I can only keep track of so many things at once. So there's how we load the paddle. And then when we created the game, we created this static group. And then we added these things. I don't know if we need a static group as much as when we create the game, we want to load that paddle into the world. So where do we create the player? Maybe we just have cursors. That's the animation. Here's the player. So it's not adding a sprite. Yeah, but it's not really a sprite. A sprite is meant to be like a thing that has many images in it. Let's do this. Let's, for the moment, since we know how to do this with, we'll pretend like we have multiple paddles for the minute, just because this is a kind of borrowing yesterday's code. We do this. Okay, cool. So we don't want to change the scale necessarily. And that's actually positioned pretty decently. It's a pretty big paddle. We do want the set scale. What does set scale 1 look like? What's it in the normal size? It should be that. Can we make it half the size? All right, cool. There's a paddle. So what else did we say? Mm-hmm. So let's see if we can move it laterally. We want to move it left and right. So, like our player, we want it to collide on the world bounds, right? So, except that's on the player, and this is we may not be able to move these static groups. Yeah, but I don't know if we'll be able to, because it's a static group, I don't know if we'll be able to move them. It's kind of like how we set the player here, but the platform is never moved, and I'm worried that this static group, we won't be able to move the thing around. So I think what we want to do is just add this as an image. Yeah, it'll be like the player, but not, kind of more like the ball, right? Because the player was a sprite that had multiple images. How did we create the ball? We just said bombs. What is bombs? Bombs is just a group, but it's not a static group. So maybe what we need to do is just make this be a group. Okay. And then the bombs. So where did we create the bomb? Bombs, create bomb. So let's see, how did the bomb work? We said bombs is this. Okay. So we have to say paddle is this. And then we can say no. We created the bomb. We don't want gravity to apply to the paddle, but it still falls. Huh. If we do this, right, then okay. Let's go back to write as a static group. Let's just see if we can make it move. Let's make it a static group. Let's see if it can move. Because this is what we kind of want, but we just want to make sure that it moves. So let's go see how did we do the keyboard yesterday. We said somewhere that there is a keyboard. What did that look like? Yeah, cursors. Let's create cursor keys. So we said create cursor keys. And then in our update, we could do something. So it means that up here, we have to have cursor be a variable. So here, we'll say let cursors. That way we can see it. So then in our update, just want the left key, and again, we want the right key. For now, let's just console log moving left, and let's say moving right. Let's see if that. Let's look at the console. Our game is up here. Can you scroll to see the game? Not really. That's cool. If we press left, we press right. Okay. Cool. So now, well, I thought we could do this. Why don't we set let paddle and say paddle is this. Now what we want to do is we want to move that paddle a little bit left. So what if we just set some velocity? And here we set some velocity. Nope. This is what I was afraid of, that it's a since it's a static group. Yeah, I'm assuming that we're, no, well, just for left I am. I took the right one out. I think because it's static.
I don't know if it matters, but yesterday, your second mistake was else or else?
Yeah, it shouldn't matter because they should be mutually exclusive. It can't be left and, well, I mean, yes, we could have left and right both pressed down. Yeah, but see, the paddle has no velocity, unlike the dude. I think because this is a static group. So, but if we just make this a regular group, and then let's put this at position 0. Right. It kind of starts at the top of the screen, right, where I put it, and it falls, but as I'm pressing left and right, I'm not getting any left and right velocity. Set velocity X. So let's see, how do we create our player? Our player was a sprite. Player equals let's just see what happens if we make our paddle that. So let's make it kind of like we did. Let's make the paddle this. Kind of like we made the dude. Falls. Huh. But we're setting a velocity on here, left and right, but we're not getting.
Were you clicked on the window?
I think so. Oh, maybe I wasn't. Okay. So we're getting some, but we got to tell them that we want gravity not to apply to them, right?
I think it's allow gravity.
Yeah, but when we did that, gravity, allow gravity is false. Yeah, see, he's still falling though. I think that's so like his motion isn't affected by gravity. What if we say paddle?
You have to set the order. That's no.
Yeah.
Paddle gravity.
Sure. Nope. Let's go look at phaser. Physics. Right. Ignore gravity. Gravity. Let's see what it says about gravity. Gravity. This is for phaser 2. So how did it work in phaser 2? So allow gravity is false. Let's see. Gravity X and gravity Y. Maybe let's try that. Gravity X is 0 and gravity Y is 0. Kind of here. Oh, but that's on the whole thing. Nope. We're still falling. Sprite 2 is set to ignore the global gravity.
You probably can set the global gravity to 0 because in these games, the ball isn't affected by gravity. It just bounces around.
Yes.
Continuously.
But I would think that's what allow gravity being false would be. Body bounce, body, gravity Y. Right, so like paddle gravity X and paddle gravity Y. Are we getting any errors here? Cannot set property X of undefined. So it doesn't know what gravity is. Cool. So this is not how you do it in.
Was it as the using gravity?
No, it's little g here. Is it still body gravity? X and Y? Nope. That's still saying. Oh, we didn't get any errors, but it didn't do what we want, right? It's still falling. Paddle. If we turn on, let's stop when it gets to the bottom of the. Nope. That's right. Right. So we can move it left and right, but it's still, gravity's still affecting it.
So then.
But he's stuck to the bottom of the screen now because, right, gravity.
What if we try paddle.body?
So for now, let's just have him fall to the bottom of the screen for the moment. Whoa! Maybe we didn't save. No, you are right. It is paddle.body allow gravity. That's what it is. Cool. Nice. We got it. Add commit. Paddle moving. Git push. Cool. All right. So I don't know. Maybe we need a little bit more velocity than that. That would have been weird. Super fast this way. All right, maybe we'll make this slower. Maybe we'll make the paddle smaller, but we've got a moving paddle. So, hey, that's most of the paddle set. Should we try and add a ball? Cool. Let's see what happens. Let's see. Did anybody have a good what's a good this is a good one. Let's go into public assets and download that. Get the ball now. Cool. So let's see if we can load that ball in. So here's our game. This is kind of like our bomb, right? So
You could honestly probably use the exact same thing.
yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Like the bomb physics from the first game was. What's that?
Well, you can just set it on the bomb or the ball so that it flows with the world bounds.
Yeah, I'm gonna make the ball collide with the world bounds, and then we'll have it collide with the paddle, and just have the ball bouncing around first.
Eventually, you'll want it just to collide with left, right, and top world bounds.
Yes. What's that? Yes. There's our ball. And then create. We're also going to create the ball. So how do we do that? How do we do that bomb thing before? So we had bombs, and then down here, yeah, we had a bombs here, and we created a bomb group. We created a bomb, and we set the bounce and gravity. It's kind of like this. This is how we created a bomb. What the? But instead, we're going to create a ball. Yeah. And then this is ball. What's that? Oh, yeah. Ball. So we didn't get the ball showing up. What happened here? Balls is not defined. Because when we created this, maybe we don't need the group. Maybe we can just say.
I think the group is so that we want to.
Yeah, but I'm not sure of is like how just to maybe we'll just say this dot physics add sprite. Oh my god. Okay, let's resize this ball. Okay, that's why. That's why. So we reload it. Crazy. Yeah. When we loaded it here, or do you think it's down here? Is it? Ah. Let's make it like 10% as big. Cool.
Look at that. Oh, you need to collide. Yes.
Yeah, now you need to have it collide with the platform. And maybe like change its bounce. What does this do? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. So I think that sets how much more it bounces every time it hits something. Like it seems like, yeah.
Yeah, it's basically teleporting at this point.
Yeah. What happens if we turn?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, this is still.
And then we have the.
By gravity though, because there's still an arc, and that's not necessarily what you want.
Yeah.
That's true.
Okay. So we can set the velocity here, because this is currently like a random velocity. So we can set a velocity, an x and y velocity. Yeah. Like, yes. I was gonna say, is anybody gonna talk about like the? Is it gonna hit the corner? Cool. So now we need the ball to collide with the paddle. So add a collider between the paddle and the ball, and we don't need any function yet. Oh, look at that.
Oh.
Right.
Broke the paddle.
Well, it pushed the paddle down to the bottom of the screen,
and
right?
And that removed the Y velocity.
Yeah.
So now.
So why? So this is because the paddle still responds to, but it took out all of the. So why did it not just bounce? Right? So we set a, so like,
there has to be some way to fix it on the,
on the
y-axis.
So what if we just tell it those two just collide? That's weird. It took out all of, maybe just because like it hit on the y-axis, right, and that sucked all of its energy out, but not on the x-axis, right? So I still feel like we want the paddle not to be. Yeah. I still feel like it's gonna suck all of the.
Oh, you can do sprite.input enabled equals true, and then sprite input.enable drag, and then you can drag it down.
Oh, yeah.
That's just a fun little thing.
So if we put this at the bottom, I still think we're gonna get.
And then there is an allow vertical drag equals false. So.
But see, I wonder if when this collides, so when we had collisions of the player and the bomb, we give it a function to call.
I think you did a ball and paddle on top.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's make a function called paddle. I think you're right, Purple. I think we need a function here. And I think that's what it ends up taking is two things that were hit. So it's going to take the paddle. Well, we have the paddle and the ball. All right, and but we won't know the velocity of this set, right? Right. Because these two things hit, it should bounce. Right? Just like it's bouncing off of the wall, why did it not? What happens if we take the gravity false off? What does it do? Ah, you see that? Like now when it hit the pedal, it kind of like slowly zapped the energy. But the bomb in the game did not, right? It just kind of bounced around the whole world. But that may be because created the bomb, we created the velocity, we said gravity falls, but the things that we're hitting were static groups. And I wonder if that's the, I wonder if still that's the thing. Phaser, sprite, static. Static body. Is it possible to create a static sprite? Player, group, platforms enable body is true. Platform set all body immovable is true.
Yeah, try paddle.body.immovable equals true. No, I think that means that other objects can't move it. Okay.
Let's see what happens. Yeah! Yes, nice. Cool, and now it should bounce off of the paddle. Yeah.
One of the example games
is Breakout.
Yeah.
Damn it. Okay, don't peek too much.
All right. I won't look anymore.
No, that's good.
Get stuck.
That's good. We both kind of found it at about the same time because that's the same as the Stack Overflow I was looking at. Cool. We've got a bouncing ball. Like the other thing that might be cool is like have the ball rotate. Like find a sprite or an animated GIF of the ball and like pull the frames out and have it rotate. But this is a thing, right? Oops. Bouncing ball. Cool. Commit. Cool. So we've got a paddle that's moving. Got a ball that's moving. Let's take a look at our README. So it bounces off of the world. We need bricks. We need bricks. So let's figure out what we're going to do for a brick. Oh, we also have to figure out it does not bounce off the world bounds. It should bounce off of the left, right, top, world bounds. But it lose when bounces off the bottom. So we have to eventually come back and figure out how to have that when it bounces off the bottom, have it essentially lose. So now it's just bouncing off the bottom of the world. Let's see if we can add bricks. Let's, for now, also load the same paddle image. No. Here's what we're going to do. Let's load this image, and then let's resize it. This is just preview. It's built in. It has a very basic image. Probably. Is there a fill? What is this? Just color. No. Tools. It's not really a good paint program. I mean, I have a paint program. What is this? No. What is this? Scribble text. Yeah, we'll do it in the app because we can change the tint in the app. Let's see. export it as brick on the desktop. Move from the desktop our brick to our assets folder. And we should have a brick. Brick and a pedal. So let's load the brick. Wasn't there a tinting thing, right? Tint. So eventually we might do that to like change the color. Okay, cool. So we have a brick. Now we just have to create this. We've got to create a whole bunch of bricks, which I think will kind of be like our platforms. So let's create a variable. And then our create, we'll do something kind of like this. Here's our platforms, except here we really have bricks. These are not round, but and brick. Hey, what happened to my paddle? Oh, my paddle changed. Somehow my paddle can be changed. So I wanted smaller bricks and larger paddles. There we go. All right, so we also have to have the paddle, the ball, and the bricks also applied. Yeah, it was almost in the corner. Oh! Cool. But when the bricks and the ball hit, yeah. Oh, function. So when the brick hits, we're going to get the brick that hit and the ball that hit, right? So like the stars, when we hit the stars, where was that? Collect the star. So we're just going to disable that brick. Will that work? Oops. We'll just disable the brick when it hits. Let's see what happens. Oh, that's the ball. The order of those matter, I think. Hey, look at that.
Awesome. Look at that.
So we set the bricks and the ball also hit, and then the bricks went away. What's that? Yep. Should also use the paddle. So now we just need to create a whole bunch of these, right? So let's make a for loop. Let's make, how many rows of bricks are we going to have? Okay. And yeah, and then we'll make two loops, one for a row and one for a column. And then we will create a brick. But the X position is going to be the column times however wide the brick is plus a little bit of padding. So let's say like, let's wrap it to 200. And the Y position is going to be the height of the brick times the row. Let's just see what happens if we do that. Okay, way too much. Still way too much. too many rows. And this is way too. That is not enough. Cool. Let's put the ball somewhere else. And I think our positioning of the brick is off because I think they are off the center. Right, so like our first column of bricks are in the wrong spot. Whoa! Yeah. Let's just let that go for a second. That's awesome. I can probably get up into that corner. Oh! Come on. Yay! All right. So we probably need this to be offset a bit for the... and then we probably need like less of these. Just 5 by 5. That's how it's like. Cool. And then we probably need a little bit of top to push it down a little bit. 5 by 5, yeah. Cool. What's that from the other one? A tint. Set tint. Hex. We probably just want those to be red, because setting the tint is adding a little bit of red to the green. Right. So rather than that, let's just go make them red. Another Mac trick for you. The open command, if you give it a path to a file like brick, it'll open up in the default app, which like for a PNG file is going to be the preview tool. But if you have a particular app, you can do -A in the name of the app, and it will open up that file in that app. So I'm going to open up in Pixelmator, which is my graphic editor of choice, and we will go to the paint bucket, and we will find a red. Nope. That's good. And then we will. Yes, we could. Wait. Yeah. Let's just go see now. I put that on the desktop. What I think we're going to do is try and like explode. So when they get hit, what would be awesome is rather than just like disappear, is if there was like an explosion. Does their Breakout game have the bricks like explode?
I don't know. There's not an animation for that.
Oh, okay. So I don't know. I think it's based off of like the angle, like definitely when it pinches off the corner, it is. See that? But I don't, well, but the paddle's only moving at a single speed. So maybe what we'll do, let me add those. Is there, and it is color. We get a set in addition to because there's a tint. No. Let's do the random colors. Phaser. Set color. Example sprites. How do we change the text color? Well, the color value. This talks about what is this? We call it bricks.create. Phaser set tint. We know there's a set tint because we've seen that before. Set tint image. Texture. Component. So it looks like if we want to have things with different colors. Yeah, or we have to create our own image rather than like load it from a JPEG. There's a blend mode and a computed size, and a mask. So I'm betting we have to do it with one of those. All right, that's going to take us a while. What were we trying to figure out? We wanted like an explosion when the ball hits one of these. So phaser animation. Let's see what that comes up with. And again, all the examples are for version 2, so we'll see if anything happens. A destroy animation. That's kind of what we're looking for, right? No. Create sprite, update all. Check sprite. So this is just when something goes off screen. It's loading a sprite. It's creating something. It's making an animation now. Creature animation. I think it's just for animating the sprite. Right? It's loading this mummy and it's adding this walk animation. And then it's talking about what we want. Didn't the demo that we had the other day, when we kind of did the hello world, have like a flaming kind of thing around the demo? It's kind of what we want, something like that. When, yes, editors, downloading, was this red particles. Particles red. This dot add particles. So I think what we want is when that thing is created, when we hit the brick, we want to add these particles, but then stop them after a while, like just for a period. So we want something like this. But when the brick hits, when the brick hits,
down below, the emitter does start following the ribbon. I don't know if that'll matter.
yes.
The emitter was the particles.
So I think what we want is, we could just say start follow the brick. Now we just need whatever this red is, right? I think. I still have that file anywhere. No, got my downloads folder. That's the example. Yes. No, that is. Where did we download the file? Kind of like this is what we're looking for. Just get it. Where was the? No, I think there's an asset for it. I think there's like there's an image and they turn that into particles. Because there was like the logo and all of that. Here's your text editor. Blah blah blah. Phasers blah. Create a file. Oh, I bet these assets are coming off of this URL. This assets sprites red.png assets particles assets particles. Here's red.png. That's what we want. We want that. Public assets. Load that sucker. So there's our red image. So now, just in here, we gotta load it. So we gotta load the red. So we've loaded the red image, and when we hit this, we're gonna add new particles. Then we're gonna create an emitter, and we're gonna have to follow that brick. So that brick is, nope, error. What did we get? Cannot read particles of undefined. So it's this dot add, this dot, cannot read particles of undefined. This dot add particles. So that happens here in the create. So this happens in the brick hit. So this is happening inside of this collider callback. we need to look up. So what's happening here is this brick hit is being called when the brick and the ball hit each other. But this is what we need. We need access to, which maybe just be our game. Maybe we'll just say game, add particles. Nope. Nope. Undefined. Not property add of undefined. Memory particles of undefined. I don't think we need any of that here because we're just creating. Yeah, we just want. What is this at this point? Let's see if this is what we expect in the console. So what is this? Ah, this is the function. That can't be right. So let's just see if this actually works. Save. Nope. So what I was hoping to do is like just have those particles firing like when we add the bricks. They should be all over these bricks now, right? If we created the particles based off of red, and we created an emitter, and we have it follow the brick, like there should be those. We'll see the example here. But we should have that red, create the particles, unless this add particles, and do we load the red? So do we have that image? Let's make sure the image is there. Yeah, there's the image. The image is there, and we're loading it. And every time we add a brick, we are creating a. Oh! Right. So the start follow is just telling it to show up where the brick is. But why is it not? Right. Not showing up until the brick gets hit. So like, what if we don't take the brick away? See, like it's odd that
because you're following the brick.
Yeah, but that's just setting the position. Well, why? Yeah, no. The particles, like, they show up as soon as the logo exists, right? If we go back to, I wish I had a link to the demo. Right. Right. Yeah, if the brick was moving, then the particles would follow it along.
Well, so is it like an update function almost? Or like if the status of the scene changes?
Until there's like a change in state.
Yeah, maybe. And then the first time that we change its state.
Because it's not until like we remove its position.
Right. Yeah. But I don't want all these emitters to exist all the time. I just want them to be up here. So what if we created the emitter first? No. So I don't want to create all those particles ahead of time. I don't think. I just want to create one. I want to create one when the brick gets hit, and then like maybe set a timeout and tell the particles to go away, or tell the emitter and the particles to go away. So what I don't know is in here, phaser, collider, collision, callback. So somewhere inside of this callback, we need access to the game. So I'm going to try and search for when the phaser collision callback happens and see if there is documentation. Phaser.io. This is a look at the documentation. Learn. Where is the documentation? API documentation. These are the docs for Phaser 2. Phaser 3, they are hosted on GitHub pages. Okay. API docs. Oh, that is unhelpful. Let's go with the collision that we had. Where's the collision? Collider. Physics, add colliders, bombs, platform. So see here we have player and bombs, hit bomb, null, and this. It's that this that we need. So null and this. So we're going to add to when the collider and the bricks hit. I don't know what these other arguments are, but looking in the other script that we had, one of the last arguments to setting the collider. So when the player and the bombs collide, call hit bomb. I don't know what this null is, but it's this variable that we need, because that's what we have the .add on. So now when we call brick hit, let's see if we get another argument that is the thing that we can call. Let's undefine A and B. They're all undefined. Cool. Those are the two required. So how do I get the?
Huh.
That's weird.
I wonder. Take the velocity on the ball to 0.
Oh, well, no, because it's still.
Yeah, like why is it the second time we're getting
There's
two?
also the second time. I think there's a time
We do that. No,
Huh.
that's weird. Let me do this.
Then it appears up in the corner, doesn't it?
Yeah,
And it's still on the second hit. Huh.
that's weird. But then after every other time, we just get one, right? That's bizarre. With this dot add particles red inside of here, but it's only appearing the second time. That's bizarre. Is there a way to help this go leave an emitter?
I think there's a timeout. I'm not sure what the
Phaser 3 emitter timeout. Because otherwise we can set a timeout. Phaser 3 emitter. Create emitter, custom particles, emitter bounds, mouse trail, move to center, step lifespan.
This is for the creative particle manager, not the emitter. So one line is this time delay call.
There's also a lifespan. Min 100, max 100. What does that do? We just had a lifespan on it. Oh, that sucks. That's not what we think it is.
Oh, that means the particle exists for less time, so it doesn't get as far away from the emitter.
Yeah. So how do we stop an emitter? I bet what we can do is let's just console log the emitter and see what functions it has on it. Is there anything on here that looks like would tell us manager transform, create emitter, set position. Or can we stop the particles? Follow, fireballs, emit, that's zone, custom. I think that is I think that's just for, let's try this. Let's see what happens if we set a timeout with a function that calls delete particles. And we'll call it after a second. Curious what happens if we just delete them. Like delete the object that gets created. Nope. Because it's really slowing down the game. Oh, like when there's one last brick?
Yeah, the last brick. So
Yeah, I want there to be like a little like flame thing. Yeah. What's happening? Yeah,
I think Matt just found it.
Is it?
It's there's a destroy.
Can you send a just toss that in Slack?
Oh, just send a link.
Yeah. Let's see what that looks like. Then my poor computer's gonna have to take a break. Fan's been running consistently for like this whole time. Come on. Oh, you're sending it?
yes, I read it.
Oh, no worries.
Oh,
Destroy emitter. That's kind of what we're looking for. So we create something, and we add an emitter. Particle burst. Game time events destroy emitter this. That's interesting. Okay, cool. Let's see what happens if we do that. Instead of my funny thing, how does it know which emitter to destroy?
I think you need the destroy emitter function as well.
Oh, cool. Gotcha. That's what I was wondering. Like, how does it know? So we can just put in a function right here that says emitter destroy. Cannot read property events of undefined. Events is undefined. Game.time. Let's just see game events. Game events add is not a function. So this is probably a case of like version 2. No, it's this version 3 example, right? Nope. It's this example here. Yeah, I think version 2. So what we need to figure out is we need to find the version 3 example of this. Otherwise, let's just try set timeout. Emitter destroy, comma, 500 milliseconds. So I think that code looks right, but I think yeah, it says emitter destroy is not a function. Emitter.destroy, and emitter is an emitter. Boo.
down at the bottom, so it's the emitter.start, and one parameter gives it a lifespan.
Yeah, I think that's like for the particles that come out.
Oh, each particle.
Yeah. Destroy child. Input. Destroy game with plugin. Particle editor. Multi-frame test. Emitter set lifespan. What is that? Emitter.set lifespan. That looks like an amount of time. Set that to 500 milliseconds. No. I was hoping that they would like go away after a while. Emitter on, set blend mode. I'm betting that there's got to be a way to like, because we create this emitter, and there's got to be a destroy. Huh. Create emitter. Phaser 3. Destroy emitter.
I don't think we necessarily want to add an emitter in the way that we're doing it. Did you set this together?
You must destroy the created particle manager particles. So particles. Bounce, boom. Hey. But then we don't get we only get them back that first time. You see that like after 500 milliseconds, boom, boom, and then they go away. But they don't ever come back. That's probably related to our maybe what we need to do. I'm betting that this not add particles. We're only getting like one copy of it. Let's destroy the created particle manager, create an emitter, and then we destroy the particles. But see, if we create this one time, so here's what I wonder. I wonder if like this happened up here. Now will we get the particles the very first time? Whoa, we did. But why did they show up as...
That was weird. Well, because now
that might be your job.
Yeah, but we're getting it showing up the very first time.
Do we have an event listener?
There are no such thing in this. Yeah, but not for what we're trying to do, I don't think. Well, yes, we have a collision when the ball and the bricks are hitting each other. But now we're getting that the very first time. But see, I don't think. What happens if we destroy those? Let me recreate them. Nope. So now we're getting the particles to show up the very first time, but they're not showing up as our image. And then they're going away. But see, I don't think we want to destroy the particles. I think we want to have the emitter go away. I cannot find the destroy function of particle emitter. Particle emitter manager. Aha. Ignore destroy. Destroy. It destroys the game object by removing it from the display list and update list. Also removes itself. Use this to remove a game object from your game if you don't ever plan to use it again. As long as you must want to temporarily disable an object and it's because we're creating the particles. I don't think it knows that this image is loaded yet. But it's not. This is not a listener. This is a particle emitter. Particles. So we're saying we're creating from this particles. We're creating an emitter, and it's that emitter that is what we want it to go away. So I can't find phaser game object particles object particles. Particle emitter. The particle emitter is a single particle stream and is controlled by a particle manager. Acceleration, active. When this emitter updates itself and its particles. Blend mode, bounce, collision, collide, destroy. Manager. So we can ask for the manager of a particle emitter. What does this have? Active. We can ask for the particle emitter's manager. Let's see what happens. Hey, no, shoot. So what we want is we want to ask this particle manager create emitter. Wonderful. So if there's a way to create an emitter, there has to be a way to tell it to not have one. Particles. And particles is a particles. Particle emitter. Controls a group of particles. Create emitter.
Okay.
So if we don't figure this out in like the next 10 minutes, we'll stop and then we'll come back and look at it later.
How come we're not doing it? How come we're creating an event emitter?
Because we're creating a particle emitter. Yeah. So we're not creating it. It's not a. Creates a new particle emitter.
We need the whole thing.
wait a minute, maybe it is.
I think we might have an idea.
Yeah.
So I sent to you in Slack the link of the big code, not that little snippet. So the function of article groups pointer for
Well, but
Yeah.
we don't need to locate it on a pointer.
But here's the problem is going to be is this is a version 2 example. And it's not going to, I don't know if it's going to work for us. But we can take a look at it.
It's the very last line is what we think is.
The first parameter sets to explode, which means on the second gives each particle 2,000. Well, second, the third is ignored when the burst explodes. The final parameter is how many particles will be emitted in a single burst. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, and there's on line 23 on that sample code that has the add particle first, which calls that whole function, which tells it where.
Right. Right. I mean, we can do that instead of doing the the tracking. Instead of this follow, we could just say emitter.x is brick.x and emitter.y is brick.y. That will get rid of this, I think, for us. I think we should get. Yeah. I think we have to deal with it via this manager. So there's a destroy here. So here's create emitter. Creates a new particle emitter object and adds it to the emitter manager and returns a reference to it. So if we look at and adds it to this emitter manager, returns a reference to it. So how do we tell it emitter manager phaser? Well, the lifespan is how long that particle that comes shooting out of the emitter, how long does it live? I think that's what that means.
It says, yes, it's the lifespan of this particle in milliseconds.
But how do we, so let's look at this. Active, angle, camera filter, data, depth, emitters. Here's all the emitters that are being managed by it. Ignore, destroy. This game object will ignore all calls and sets true. Input, name, parent, pipeline, location, scale X and Y, scene, timescale, type, visible, wells, add emitter, add an emitter, no? Remove, destroy. Destroys this game object. Use this to remove a game object. Remove the listeners of a given event. Remove all listeners. Remove interactive. Shut down, destroy. Let's see, destroy is for the. Okay, let's end here. I think we've hit a brick, so to speak. Yeah.
See if this result.
Because we're getting all these particle emitters, we just don't know how to turn them off now. We also don't know get the particle to stop. Where's the particle emitter? Right. So here's what particle can do. Acceleration. We can set. Let's try this. What if we say emitter active false?
Then it freezes. How do we make the brick go away? Is there like it isn't true?
We can make it active and invisible. Inactive and invisible.
We did it! I feel like there's probably a better way to do that.
Yeah, there's a better way of doing this.
But that is a way to do it.
Yeah.
Just celebrate your victory. Right?
Yeah. That works. It's not 100% correct.
That works, but it doesn't feel great.
Yeah, and why does our particles not load?
Try moving that back to where it was.
I'm just gonna put this down here, not in the preload. There we go. Boom. Boom. And move the creation of the particles down into the create, not in the preload.
Hold on, refresh. Does it show particles on the first hit
It does.
now?
Yeah.
Even though that's not preload anymore.
Right. But I think we only preload the images in the preload, but then create the particles until the create function. I was trying to call the particle creation in the preload, and I think that was a mistake.
Oh, because that's loading the image and the particles at the
Yeah.
same time, so it can't assign.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not slowing down. So like, there's not a
Move it the opposite way.
You need the paddle to be a little smaller, or maybe faster.
Faster, probably smaller, and I think you do need.
I think it is actually picking up some velocity from
It does look like, I think the bulge is too big for you really to tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's faster right there.
Yeah. So now we need it to like track. Okay, cool. So cool. Let's stop here. Explosions.